What's up, family Lamskis? Got a sober Friday 5, and it's called Patience in Purgatory. I woke up at 4:30, ate some food, some blueberry muffins, put them in the oven, put some syrup on them when I took them out, and I was so sore when I woke up this morning. I was like, man, fuck it, dude. So I just went back to sleep. Probably like 6 a.m. I slept all the way till noon. Much needed sleep. So I got a phone call right around then. I was so excited, thinking it was the HEB giving me the good news. It's like, it reminds me of the past when I've had a girlfriend that I'm going through breakups with. We get back together, and when we're breaking up, of course, I'm begging her to get back with me. So anytime my phone goes off, there's just part of me that's like hoping it's her. And then, of course, it's some mundane bullshit, right? So phone rings, hoping it's HEB. No, it's just my car insurance saying, hey, just got to do a follow-up call, make sure you're good. And I was like, yeah, I'm great, thanks. Total blue balls, right? And so that's fine. And so no new emails, and then suddenly there's a new email, and it's from the background check company, and it says there's been an adverse action notice. They finally came across my felony arrest for possession of meth in 2021. And the good news is that the email said that, they have the right to disqualify me and that I can send an email to provide context if I want. So the good news is that it's not an automatic disqualification, which I had read on Reddit, like, anything like that, there's no discretion at all. So it appears there is discretion. And as much as they like me during the hiring process, it looks like I'm gonna be on the good side of their discretion, the way it seems. So hopefully that's the way it goes. So yeah, Purgatory, man. Just waiting. That's the third email I've got since this background check process started over the last week, and so I sent a long email to them, providing context, saying, just blowing myself up and making myself look as good as possible. And I'm really good with words when I need to be, like, so I told them everything that I want them to hear. And, most of it's true. I mean, I did say I've been clean and sober ever since I got arrested, which, 2021, this is my fifth sober Friday, so do the math, but, I need the job, right? So I remember one time I was super honest. The first time I sobered up, I was told to be honest as fuck, and I went to this job interview, and I told the dude that I just got out of rehab for meth. This was in 2014. Guess what? I didn't get the job. So that was terrible advice. So I sent this long email saying I love HEB. It's ingrained in Texas culture. The people who interviewed me love me, and I love them back. And I'm not a felon. I successfully completed my probation. I go to 12-step meetings, all this stuff. So hopefully they'll be impressed by the fact that I even sent an email, and they'll be impressed by what I wrote. Hopefully, and it said we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days, and it's Friday, so that means I'll be in purgatory with my patients for another week because we got the weekend coming up. Who knows? I now have this paranoid thought that I would have been okay until I sent this email, and now somehow the email has I just shot myself in the foot with the email, which is total delusional paranoia with no basis in reality. But I can't stop the thought from entering my brain. Man, I probably should have sent that email. That's where I fucked up. But and then my brothers have to have some paperwork faxed to them, notarized, and they can sign it and send it back. And apparently that did not happen yesterday, and it did not happen today. So again, we have to wait till next week. And the whole process is going to take 10 days after that, supposedly. So now I'm cutting it close with the rent. My rent's on the 3rd. I mean, I'll be fine, but I want to pay it on time. I don't want to pay it late. But I'm really good with the leasing office, so it's whatever. But still, so that's why I'm talking about patience in purgatory, man. Just dude. That's why I just slept all day. I was I'm not even gonna go walk today, but I got really bored, so I went for a walk earlier, and now this is my second walk. And just out of boredom, man. I found a good new channel. I can't remember what it's called, so I don't even know why I brought it up, covering the Uvalde case. I'm pretty sure homeboy's gonna get acquitted. He's a scapegoat. Everyone's mad because the real monster was killed, and That's not good enough for the victims. You know, I understand that, but you know, I'm not invested in that tragedy. You know, I wasn't there. None of my family was there. So like, I don't think this guy deserves to have his life ruined. You know, even though he's only facing like 2 years, like 2 days in prison, I'm good. I'm sorry, 2 hours in prison. I mean, 2 days in jail, I could probably handle that. I have handled that before, but prison, I'm way too tall. Sorry, 2 days is plenty of time for me to fuck around and find out, and I ain't trying to do that. So, I was listening to that all day. Listening to one of his videos right now talking about the Banfield case, or the au pair case, where the dude killed his wife because he found a little honey to smash on. I mean, I like smashing on cute honeys as much as the next guy, but I'll tell you one thing I don't like: going to prison for the rest of my life without the possibility of parole, especially. But you know, like I just say, even 2 days in prison is too much. Before I forget, someone left a comment. You said I seem like a pretty cool Brody, pretty cool guy. I appreciate that. I'm up to 19 subscribers, so once again, PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, better watch yourselves. I'm creeping on a come up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Bone Thugs, creeping on a come up. No surrender to these drugs and alcohol, man. That's for sure. So, slept all day, got teased, got blue balls with, you know, the job. The fact that they have discretion, I'm like more confident that I'm gonna get the job. And hey, I got my driver's license in the mail today, so I've been having the printout paper temporary license, so now I have my actual license. So I'm an official member of society, or almost there. I still need my job, and I'm all the way back in, just a normal guy. And I can start looking on to bigger and better things, like maybe going to this university right here. I'm here chilling at the arena, you know, where they play basketball and all this stuff. So, maybe I'll go on this side now. I'll switch it up for y'all, you know, make my videos funner to watch. So, yeah, I got the license. So if I don't get this job, I'm probably gonna try to do Uber or Lyft, something where I don't really have to have an application process like that, because this already sucks, man. I'm lucky the guy fast-tracked me on the interview process. Otherwise, I'd still be like 3 or 4 days behind where I'm at now. So, so I went back to my Narcotics Anonymous meeting, and another good meeting, man. It's just like more people. Although there was something that got on my nerves. There's like 3 toddlers in there, and I guess Narcotics Anonymous is a little more raw than Alcoholics Anonymous, you know? Which, I mean, alcohol is my drug of choice, but I mean, I did spend 10 months of 2025 doing meth every single day, or nearly every single day, you know, multiple times a day, at work, before work, after work. Didn't give a fuck. And I was in that situation where my plug was the type to be like, hey, I confront you till payday. Like, so I was never out. I just didn't have much money, but you know, that's it, yeah, whatever. So I could, yeah, I have a claim to Narcotics Anonymous as well. I mean, I do think alcohol is the most hardcore drug out of all the drugs. Fentanyl's not a drug. That's like literally just like a weapon. It's a weapon. It's not a drug. That's just meant to. That's like saying a gun is a drug. No, it's a weapon. I'm sorry. So, someone sees me. Oh no, please don't wonder why I'm talking to myself on the phone. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get over that insecurity. But so this meeting was, you know, a lot of us see somebody in their addiction, and you know, we want to try to tell them about their unnecessary suffering, but like, we don't do the same when we're in the situation ourselves. I didn't know a perfect answer to that, but I do know that my dad, you know, he got sick in 2010 to where he became wheelchair bound. He had inclusion body myositis. It's like a muscular dystrophy on crack. So once he came down with it, it wasn't long before he could no longer stand up, because he would just fall down and bust his ass, you know, so he had to become wheelchair bound. And so this is pretty much paraphrasing what I shared. My mom went from being a wife to a captive caregiver. And it wasn't long after that she just checked out and stopped giving a fuck, because she was over it, you know, because my dad wasn't the easiest guy to deal with, you know. Very stubborn old man, very overdramatic, mean. So when he wanted to be, I mean, he wasn't always mean. Sometimes he was overdramatic sentimentally as well, you know, like, he was just an average dude. I mean, I fucking love the guy. rest in peace for sure. You know, I don't want to say nothing bad about him or my mom. You know, they're up in heaven now. Like, there ain't no problems with that. But she checked out, man. Like, so she was drinking vodka, you know, and I didn't share a lot of these details I just shared here, but I kept it short. I only share for like a minute and a half when I'm sharing, because I don't like to talk for 7 minutes straight, because I just think that's attention-seeking behavior. So my share was real short. But so when my mom died, I became the captive caregiver, because right after she died, I got kicked out of the apartments I was living in because I worked for them, and they laid me off. And so their policy was like, if someone gets fired, you have to be out in 72 hours. But since I was laid off, they were very nice and gave me a whole week to move. And I didn't have any money at the time, of course, because all my money was spent on alcohol and weed. So my dad needed someone to stay with him because my mom was gone. And he had money. I didn't have money, but I could take care of him. So it was like an even trade. So we were both very happy for me to come home. And so what I told the meeting was that I spent the next 8 years trying my best to follow my mom's footsteps and drink myself to death. And the two biggest breaks I got from drinking myself to death was in 2022 through 2023, when I was locked up in rehab jail for 6 months. And then 2025, when I was doing meth every day for 10 months. But other than that, I was drinking myself to death. Even when I quit meth last year, from October to December, I was, drinking a liter of vodka a day. I picked up right where I left off. So, I mean, for all I know, my liver's already past the point of no return, and I'm just going to be sober for my final years. Who knows? I hope not, man. I hope I got, like, some real good genes. I guess I'll find out sooner or later. But, and then I just said, and then God set my dad free in September, and that was before I had the chance to drink myself to death. But, how when my mom was drinking herself to death, I tried to, tell her, hey, it kind of seems like you're trying to drink yourself to death, and maybe we should try to be in touch more often. Because I lived in Austin at the time when she was drinking herself to death. And, yeah, she was good, man. She checked out, bro. It was good. She was like, don't worry about me, I'm good, basically, So, thankfully, but my dad passed away, and then I hadn't died yet. And thankfully, I didn't get arrested again. Because that would have sucked for sure. I almost got arrested. I've told that story on here about when I hit that car and they were going to call the cops, but they let me pay them off instead. God bless them. The best thing that happened to me last year. I didn't even know. Anyway, that's a long story. Yeah. But I came out of the whole ordeal without getting arrested again. And so I wasn't even sure if that share was directly related. But something about the meeting, like I said, so there was 3 toddlers in the meeting. I'm talking about 3 months old to a year old most. And 2 of them are loud. And I've already had to this. I've only been there 4 times. And I already know when I walk in there to look at whoever has kids with them and sit far away from those people. Because you know how women are. So there's a cute little baby that the woman's there with. And I'm trying to focus on what people are saying and listen. But the girl's got the baby, and then all the women in their immediate vicinity just, they're women, so they can't help themselves. They're just she's looking at the baby, all goo gagging with the baby, because that's just the way it is. And I'm just over here I know I look like an asshole, or I feel like an asshole, because nobody else seems to be bothered, because they all probably have kids, so they've all dealt with it. I've never had kids, so I'm just damn babies. And then I started just getting real snarky to myself, well, I just got to remember, Tyler's sobriety is more important than mine. That 3-year-old, her sobriety is way more important than mine. So she needs to be in here, crying loudly and preventing me from listening to what people have to say, because it's their recovery that matters, not mine. That's the type of shit I want to say just to expose everybody how much of a fucking asshole I am. Thankfully, one of them, finally left. Oh man, thank you. I can actually concentrate on what people are saying, but I know that just makes me evil bad person because I don't love babies crying during a meeting. So, good times. Once I've been sober longer, I'll just be able to brush everything off and just smile at shit that annoys the fuck out of me. It's just, baby crying, ruining my ability to get any worth out of this meeting. Man, I love it. Man, I want more of it. I want a baby on each side of my ear just crying. So I can't hear what anybody's saying yet. Okay, so that's cool. All right, guys, talk to me later.